You're faded out.
We planned an event, ACO Event Managers, with Ken R. Johnston, ACO Association, Allied Command Intergovernment Relations, or Allied Command Intergalactic Relations, with Ralph Kennedy Johnston, folks, October 8th. Put it on your calendars. I don't even know what day that is, but that's his birthday. He'll be 70. Right, Richard?
I believe so.
And he apologized to everybody today because he was 3 hours in the doctor's and he was tired. But he wished everybody happy anniversary because he's been with us since 2012. And so happy anniversary, everybody. Janet, Tommy, Ken, Apollo, Lynn Caston. That was the group. And we wish everybody well. But now Richard has threw the gauntlet down and he picked it up. And he says, I'll do the honorary. He said, be sure and put honorary because we don't got no money, honey. This ain't funny. So I said, okay. And so Rick, R-I-C-K, out there on YouTube land. We've got Theresa J. Morris, TJ Morris Agency, ACO Club, all out there on YouTube video. And I'm going to make sure Richard goes to his Gmail, pulls up his Richard or Rick Knight, and we put all the videos I've made to promote our club today in advance on his account so you can see it. You know, everybody knows you got a YouTube free. Comes with your Gmail. If you don't, you know now. Go to your Gmail account. That's the only way I work is with Microsoft and Google. You have to have a Gmail account to work with me in writing. The reason is it's free and everybody knows everybody's watching everybody anyway, so I ain't even about that anymore. So they go by your phone and your IPC code, and I don't have anything to hide, but for writers, you want to be known. So go to your Gmail, look at those 9 dots, there's 3 rows of 3, hit it, and it'll open up a little window, and go to the YouTube and hit it, and that's your YouTube channel, free. Go in and put your name in there, and it'll show you how to do it, just like a Facebook account, and set your YouTube account up. Now, everybody's talking about Facebook and all that, but all those that are building their Patreon account because they're an artist or a writer like hosts like Richard and I, is they're all putting up their Patreon account to get followers and fans. So it's science fiction.
You're fading in and out.
I wonder why it fades, Richard. Oh, I heard an ambulance. It went by. That's amazing. You think that can do it too?
I don't know.
Right, when you said that, I heard, go by ambulance. Mm-hmm. Well, we're just, after 9 years, this is what we've got, and the best we can do is the powers that be. Now, my phone, Richard, goes through Blog Talk in New York, but it also goes through the tower here in Gulf Breeze. But it also goes through my internet, which is Mediacom, right? MEDIA.com. They cover me. And when GoDaddy checked my IPC code, it went through Houston. So anybody that's looking me up out there that are the hacker types will go into Mediacom in Houston. They won't go into me here at my house. Now, I don't know how that works. And GoDaddy told me, I don't know. You'll have to go through your carrier. So, Richard, just telling you, but you'll probably need me to email you all that, right? Because you're going to be our internet security with me for Homeland Security type stuff and computer security. Now, I've started my fixmywebs.com. Richard, if you want to learn the business, anybody else that wants to learn the business and security online to keep out hackers, good luck. But I'm going to do my best because I've got too much money invested, even though I don't got a pot to piss in. It don't matter how rich people get, they still don't have a pot to piss in the South. Never figured that one out. But they also said they didn't have a window to throw it thought of. I told you we were going to be entertainment today. Richard, what do they mean when they say they don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of? What does that mean?
That means they really have no home.
Oh. Well, I got a home. So
yeah,
I have
but
a pot.
yeah, well. I mean, in the old days, I guess that's the way it was done, you know. I mean, other than, of course, outhouses.
Well, I learned that from Kentucky and living there 20 years, and that's where I picked up the accent, because I swear for 10 or 20 years I got tired of people saying I didn't have an accent. Where are you from? They'd say, you don't have an accent. But that's when I worked for the government in and out of country, and I was on jets more than I was on the ground. Plus, I was flying jets once in a while, or plane. So now I have an accent from living 20 years, and that was on a case. I was assigned a case, Richard. My husband was my assignment. And I don't know how people are going to feel about that if I tell the truth.
Well, let's not go there right now. We can write that in a book. You know?
That's already here for 9 years. So it's all here, folks, if you want to listen to it from here in time. But Richard and I are going to put together from here forward, but then we'll have to fade back, but put some cliffhangers. So, Richard, the debris, you don't know anything about Roswell, the implosion, because that was part of this for 9 years here on this show, or my husband and my show, and our investigations. So you don't know anything about 9 years of TJ Marcici Radio, but that's what's here, folks, is the real deal. But you know what? Most people aren't real researchers or real investigators, and they won't go back to all the archives here because that means there's a lot of work, a lot of listening, and a lot of writing. And the truth, they'll say the truth will set you free, but you know what? There's a lot of work into doing all that to write a real book of history. But it's going to be here till I die, and then I don't know what's going to happen to it. So we may have to get a trustee set up for a nonprofit and put it all there, I guess. I don't know, or either give it all to the Smithsonian, because that's what happens. Most people will just give it to the Smithsonian, and it'll get locked up in underground, and people won't know it 100 years from now. Now, my husband put some information in a couple of time capsules. He found out where they were going to be doing them and flew in there. And I happened to know about them, and he had an attorney in Europe that knew about it, and the intelligence agency knew about it. And he put one in Egypt that I knew about, and his sister knew about, and the intelligence agency came and visited him in the hospital. Now, Richard has that story. So, Richard, I just told everybody where mine and your story with Debbie began. Now, that's for the past 9 years, okay, Richard?
Yes.
So what you'll do is take what you got from me and Debbie visiting my deceased husband as an intelligence agent for the vegetable soup people and start that as the backstory of 9 years here. And then you'll have whoever wants to do that, we'll give them that opportunity, and we may give them the rights if they want to listen and let us edit it. How's that? For those that don't have the ability to come up with the stories to get into our series, they can go back and do the investigations. Whew, that'll be a lot of research. But me and Richard are going to write off the top of our head. I'm going to give it to Richard, and then Richard will add his little part and edit it, and we'll get them out there as soon as we can. Now, Richard, I want you to help me. Let's look around at the best places, because one of my editors that edits books with me told me a couple other places where she's getting better pay. And we'll get her on here one day. She's sort of shy, like my daughter. But I'd like her to come on here. Anybody else you'd like to bring on about helping us as real press people or real investigators or journalists or authors or editors? You know anybody that's into that besides Gigi?
Not sure at the moment.
Okay. Well, you talk for a while now. We got 35 minutes left.
Well, I was just going to suggest that possibly we wind it up a bit early. if you
Really?
didn't mind, because I mean, you know, it's the occasion is it's all focused on the fact that you've been around for 9 years, and we haven't actually even touched upon what you've accomplished or what your sentiment is in having been here for 9 years.
Well, it's all in the stories that we've told for 9 years, unless we started all over again.
Oh no.
It's all
okay.
It's all in the history.
All in the archives, as they say then.
Yeah, it's all in the archives. So if we start over today, we've got 9. It's a 9th year. Number 9 is a completion. Today is the day. Can't we wrap all that up in a big archive bow? And I don't know. Anything as of this day has to be a separate book or separate series. 9 years. Would you, as an investigator or journalist or author or writer or publisher or editor, would you go back and separate it by years? Because that sounds like a whole team of researchers. I mean, I don't even want to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll just touch upon the parts of the past that are the most interesting, that hold the most intrigue. And, you know, we'll derive a person's interest. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and I would love to hear my husband's voice here and there if I could go back and reminisce, but I know it'll touch my heart and it'll be hard, so I may have to get somebody else to do that. But Janet said she wasn't going to help me no more, or do the books, because, you know, that's her own thing. She's doing her own thing with her husband. So I don't have anybody. And Debbie, she could, if she'd go back and listen, because she has the time and the willpower. But me and Richard are going to write me and Richard. And Richard, you got good story. You got 12 hours. You can go back and grab off of Janet's, right? Your history. But you didn't put it all in that. Now you've got a book. How many chapters are in that book that's not published yet?
I don't know, at least 20.
So you got, let's say, 20 chapters or 20 years of history that you're personally...
Oh, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's from birth, basically, all the way up to around the age of maybe 40, 45, somewhere in there.
Well, then that's a kaleidoscope, too. Or is that just a looking glass or one of those turning telescopes? I don't know. That's your memoirs, right?
Well, it's called The Truth Seeker. I mean, you know, so.
Oh, you named your book The Seeker?
Yeah, The Seeker.
By Rick Knight? Or what are you going to lose as a by name? Richard T. Knight or Rick Knight?
Probably just Richard Knight, I would guess.
Richard Knight, okay, because there's so many of you Richard Knights out there.
Well, Richard T. Knight then. I mean, you know, hey.
Yeah, for your authorship to make sure you get the money.
Or maybe I'll just put a different spin on it and use a Gaelic name or something, you know?
Well, the better with people out there to find you is still best to have one name. I learned that the hard way by being T.J. Thurmond Morris, Theresa J. Morris, D.J. Morris, and they're all me. But people remember you by what you tell them in their ear, because all those years when I came through Facebook, people said they couldn't find me because I had so many. It's because I had so many different radio shows or businesses or books. T.J. Morris, E.T. Radio, T.J. Thurmond, T.J. Morris, Theresa J. Morris, and now I've got 15 or 20 Facebooks. So with you, I suggest one Richard T. Knight YouTube channel, one Richard T. Knight book series. But your first series, let's use yours like we use all my books I've already written for Lulu and on Amazon. But as of today, you and I are going to be ACO Press Club, ACO Association, for the unincorporated association of all our friends. Now we can start mixing and matching our LinkedIn people and our Twitter people and our Facebook people. Those are all free open source information to the whole world, and everybody puts whatever they want, pictures, stories, whatever, but they're teaching us to use it better. And I haven't. Have you learned how to use Facebook yet? I haven't, to be honest.
In regards to what?
All the stuff they offer you besides